Yep, and there we go.
Perfect. And the game is off. First player to grab the ball, it looks like, is Pro Run. Ball carrier is going to move forward, and to the far right side, he's got Man Cannon, who just cleared out the opposition in the backfield. Moving up, and they've got a really good formation, which is excellent. To have Sword coming through, he's up on the ball carrier. Oh, and he kills him on the way to the wall. Ball is down. Is it going to get recovered? It gets picked up by First Strike.
AJ with the defense.
Am I still crowd? Yes, there we go. All right. First Strike's got it on the backfield. They're keeping it in the backside, clearing out all the rest of the tanks before they decide to move forward. And there's a body hung in the wall here. If you look down to your right, you'll see the body in the wall. All right, they've got the ball back. Now, that's a dangerous move, running it back across the plate like that. A lot of captains tend to get a little bit leery of that moment, just in case you lose it. It's going to be up. Kevin's going to throw the ball. Gets picked up once again at the goal by Meta, it looks like. Meta's going to pass that ball off to the far side corner, and they're going to go after it and try and pick it up again. They take possession. Man Cannon's up there clearing people out until it gets popped and dropped. See, I'm not sure who has the ball on First Strike, but they just cleared out the entire spawn line. Coming back, there's Uller. There's Man Cannon chasing him down.
Yeah, it was AJ running.
Is it AJ running?
Yeah, and now Kev's got the ball now.
Gotcha. Now, interestingly enough, Kev is apparently going to be their ball runner, or at least their for the most part, dedicated ball runner for this game. In talking with Pro Run, there's a giant team of hybrids, which makes it just all the more difficult to figure out where it's going to go from the default point.
Yeah, I found that in oh, nice pass, AJ with the defense again.
Well done, and oh, gets popped back to the far side, throws to the center, it goes back mid-court, and Man Cannon picks up the ball. He's getting across the half-court line. They were thinned out for a minute, but now they're back. That's Digital, I'm assuming, right there in the front. I'm still not quite familiar with all of their service tags. Man Cannon's up, ball's to the back, and he gets picked up. Man Cannon's clearing out the tanks. He got a double right there. That was a beautiful double. Mutual ball kill. Digital's running the offense right there.
Yeah, Shadow points out that Digital's also already had 2 killing sprees in the first 3 minutes of this game.
Well, it is Digital Pain. I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah, lives up to his name.
And Man Cannon with the in-the-air kill, but he gets dropped. It's always a risk when you go high, because it means they know where you're at. I usually get yelled at when I jump in a game. Ball's on the far side. They're doing a good job of keeping a distance, keeping at least one tank in between the ball carrier and anybody else who's coming at them. But now they're back in formation. All 4 tanks are on. It's 4-on-2 at the moment. Ball carrier's up. Ball gets thrown. It's going to get picked up by Man Cannon. Yes, it is. But he's got 1 sword on him. 3 on the way. Uller's coming up to save him, and he doesn't get it. Uller gets dropped. It is turned over to First Strike on the back of the spawn line. 1 tank on, 2 tanks chasing. He's running back for safety. Midcourt seems to be the safe play zone.
Yeah, both teams have had decent pushes so far. You've had a couple chances where Pro Run almost scored. I think it's just a matter of time. I don't see this game lasting like the notorious One Hit Wonders game last night. That game was 50 some odd minutes, but I don't see this lasting that long. All right, ball goes up, it gets thrown back. Oh, he misses the pickup. Wow, it was like a Colin Kaepernick level throw. I don't know what happened right there. Shout out to Oglaf in the chat box. He's talking about button combinations we could use to lower the hammer on the screen. It involves swinging the hammer, so I am not going to try it here because we have no invincibility in this box, because straight zones are not working in Halo 4 Forge on the Master Chief Collection. So I don't want to accidentally kill someone.
Add that to the list of things that are not functioning.
Yeah.
And ball kill in the back corner. 2 tanks on. Drop Digital. Uller's the only one left. He's got 3 tanks, and he gets popped. Looks like now BAE. I'm assuming that is XL Dragon. If I'm getting all the IDs correct. No, Dragon is DRG. So BAE has got to be Digital. So now that I'm calling the peoples by their correct name.
Yeah, Digital, he's Bay.
Gotcha. All right, all four standing, and nobody's gotten... That was a nice little standoff right there. Nobody wanted to kill anybody. 3 on 2. They throw the ball back to the backside. It's first strikes back once again at their spawn line. Digital Pain, double kill. Going in for the ball carrier. Ball carrier's up, ball's in the air, and gets dropped at the far corner. Man Cannon's going for the pickup. It gets turned over. It's back in Pro Run's hands. And he gets dropped, but it gets tossed. It's back to the back corner. Digital Pain goes down. Man Cannon back up for the offense. Ullr's right there, guarding the ball carrier. Back up around the close side, as you can see. Oop, I can't see what happened, but the ball got thrown. Digital Pain, will he see it? He got it, but he's got 3 on and nobody to protect him. He's going up. He just... Ooh, nice mid-air slap. That is something I've never been able to do, is to catch the ball in mid-air. It's just... It's one of those things where I watch it and go, what?
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, have you not watched Shadow S16's little highlight reel where he does everything that I've never been able to do in a game? Ball gets thrown back to the backside of first strike. Yeah, every time I watch that, I just giggle because I go into a game and try and perform any of those things. It never happens. I never can. All right, they got 2 on 3, and the 4th is going to respawn. Tanks are going to get up there and try and give a protective line so they can maybe break through. Man Cannon goes down in a brutal mutual. And there's XL Dragon jumping back. He didn't get killed. Digital Pain went down. Hammered harder than Lindsay Lohan after rehab. Oh yeah, I went there. Man Cannon goes down. They're going to push. You're going to make it. Oh, and it doesn't go.
XL Dragon, the clutch stop.
Wow. That was a beautiful punch. It's like the Seahawks, the end of the Super Bowl. They may have lost, but they sure whipped that ass. They went down like thugs. Pro Run's got the ball, and they got all 3 tanks up front. 3 on 2. Now it's down to 3 on 1. Oh, Ullr gets dropped. Man Cannon goes ahead and gets the vengeance out of that one. Dragon pushes, and they're going to run it in. It's a goal! Digital Pain.
Digital Pain with the point.
Round 1. It is now 1-0 in favor of Pro Run. What's up, red team? Yeah. It's my peeps. I probably should have worn a red shirt, but you know what? I got red art in the back, so I'm cool. Oh, can I jump up there? There we go. Ah, much better. Pro Run with the ball. Picked up, I'm going to assume that is... Dragon? No, Man Cannon's got the ball. Man Cannon to the far back rear corner. We've got him here. XL Dragon's doing a wonderful job keeping the tanks away. He keeps catching everything that comes through. Do you see that run? It's got to be 3 or 4 kills right in a row there.
Yep.
That's definitely. I hope they recorded that.
Yeah, I find that in Halo 4 Grifball, more and more people just turn into hybrids. Just because the ball gets passed around so much, everybody's going to be touching the ball at some point during the game. I mean, in Halo 3 and Reach, I used to be just a pure runner. I didn't want to use my hammer at all. Whenever my team had the ball, they always dumped it off to me. But nowadays in Halo 4, it's tough to be a pure runner because the ball's getting passed around the court. You can't be a pure tank either because you're going to get the ball at some point.
And as anybody who's played with me, including Oogie, will confirm, I am one of those people who knows exactly what happens when I pick up the ball, and it's usually terrifyingly awful. So I tend to guard the ball and let somebody else come and grab it. Pro Run's back with the possession of the ball, because literally if I don't, it's ugly and people slap me with it. It's embarrassing. Pro Run's running to the back corner. He's got 2 tanks on, takes 1 down, sword up on the current ball carrier, which is unidentified. I believe. Oh, and he gets punched. Ullr got dropped. First strike with that V formation, and it's doing well, pushing him back. All 3 still alive.
Look at him go.
Uh-oh. Here we go. They're going to make that push for that point. Digital Pain goes down. It's just Man Cannon and Ullr. Ullr gets dropped, and it's a goal for Kevin 1897.
Yeah, that was some great tanking there, Kev.
That was a wonderful display.
Yeah, you had AJ and Nico Demons leading the way. They just did an outstanding job with the tanking there, and just classic goal.
Ricochet.
Something that I've learned that we end up witnessing a lot here in the pro circuit as opposed to the AMI. Boom! And it's first strike this time with the ball. Is that Kev once again running it? It looks like it is. Man Cannon's on him. Man Cannon's got 3 on. Doesn't get popped. Takes down the air assault. Gets dropped by the closest tank to the ball carrier. Uller was going to try and do a run around from behind, but gets taken down. It's just Digital Pain at the front line. 1 tank and the ball carrier, but he's respawning. Man Cannon comes in. He's going to try and grab that kill, but they've got that V formation. Once again, it's the same thing we saw in the last round. Once they get that ball, First Strike really seems to, once they get their line formed, they seem to do a really good job until now. Man Cannon gets dropped, and back to all 3 on, right in front of that ball carrier. Uller and Digital Pain. Oh, Digital Pain takes one out with him on the way down. Dragon's down. It's Uller and Digital. Man Cannon and Dragon are coming up. You know, Digital Pain's got just an absolutely overcharged hammer, I swear. It's one of those things I never can escape. I don't know how other people escape it. It's baffling to me.
For the longest time in Grifball, particularly in like the first half of the Halo 3 days, you know, people would always describe that kind of thing to Host, that, you know, you're only winning because you have Host. And, you know, people would, and, you know, once we discovered what Host was and how that has an impact on the hammer, then that was always the go-to excuse. But nowadays, every single match in the AGLA is neutral hosted. I mean, yeah, you can connect better to the neutral host than other people, but still, it's pretty telling that the players who are really good online are also the players who are really good on LAN. And no matter what the host is, there's just a certain amount of people who are really good and just genuinely talented at the game.
Yeah. Yep. And it's always displayed on LAN because then there's no host advantage. And
yeah, I mean, we played on LAN, and the best players are still, you know, Shadow and Gingy and folks like that.
Beautiful interception for First Strike back there. All right, they've got the ball once again. All 3 are up. Man Cannon takes him down. He's got a straight run at the ball carrier. He's got the sword out. Ball carrier's up, jumps, got a tank on. Oh, gets dropped back at the tank, at the goal line.
Stiff arming a guy inside your ring. That's gutsy.
Yeah.
And on this game type, auto catch is turned off. So, you know, if the ball comes free, you got to hold down the X button to catch it. You know, it takes a little more talent that way. So every time you see someone catch the ball, or, you know, an interception or whatnot, that's them actually jumping up and tapping X or holding down X to pick up the ball. No freebies here.
That was another beautiful save for First Strike back there at the spawn line. They looked like they were almost going to lose it, and then nope, they came back in and took down ProRun's tanks. Man Cannon and Dragon just got dropped. It's Man Cannon and Digital Pain. And once again, Digital Pain gets the kill. He's running for the ball carrier. Ball carrier's running scared. Mutual, and he dies. It's Dragon and Uller and Man Cannon now, all 3. But it's 3-on-3 with a ball carrier. Here comes Digital Pain around the corner. He's going to get it past it. Nope. Man Cannon drops the tank. Digital drops the tank without even a swing for my screen. Nope. Digital gets taken down. Man Cannon takes the return and says, I'm sorry, no. Another kill for Man Cannon. He's got several killing sprees going right there. Ball is free. It's in the far corner. It is Digital Pain with the pickup. Nope. Oh, and it looks like First Strike grabbed the ball again.
And it's like Kev fumbled over there, but Nico Demons picked it up.
All right, First Strike with the ball. Digital Pain's on the chase once again into the far mystery corner. It gets thrown to the backside, and did it get intercepted? Nope, it got missed. Tossed and thrown back. It goes back and forth like a ping pong ball over there. All right, they got it on the far side. It's making a run for it up the side. It's just Digital. Now we've got Dragon, Man Cannon, and Uller on the backside. Coming up, Man Cannon, and they both get dropped. Digital Pain's going to come up, see if he can't repay that favor to that tank, and he does. It is Digital Pain on the chase now, with Dragon in tow. Man Cannon and Uller taking care of the back stragglers. He's coming to the far side. Does Uller see him? Is Uller going to get him down? He does! Balls down, overturned to ProRun.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking, just get this stiff arm. Maybe I can outrun the other 2 tanks and get the other stiff arm along the way, but not to be.
Russell Wilson, you are not.
Yeah.
All right, ball's to the far side. They're running up the wall. They're using the wall defense, which I've only discovered recently is a thing that's actually a planned event. Goes to show how much I pay attention to strategy. But let's just Uller now, and we've got, there we go, the respawn of the other boys. Digital Pain, Dragon gets taken down. Man Cannon and Uller are on the up front. They're going to try and get around those two tanks. Tank takes down a man cannon, and he's almost got Dragon. Wow. Dragon escaped death like 3 times right there. That was beautiful. Oh, man cannon gets dropped. 2 tanks. One thing I've noticed, there has been an extreme lack of betrayals so far this game. I haven't seen any, actually, thus far.
Yeah, really. I'm just thinking of the games last night and the kind of, caliber of these pro circuit players. Last night, there was only one betrayal that I really noticed, and that was an intentional betrayal by Tian Taylor when he was betraying his own teammates to send him back to the spawn and stop the runner. Yeah. But these players, they've grown up knowing to watch their radar. I mean, a lot of these folks, the people used to brag that they would play an entire game of Grifball where they would just look at their radar the entire time. So it's a second nature for them.
My first season in GGL with the NSAA, Craigosaur and Stiffly Mexican both forced me at one point to play only with radar, and really taught me to use it or die.
Yeah, really.
Digital Paint on the chase there. Man Cannon's coming up for support, and it's Uller on the front. The ball's going to go up. He gets taken down. It gets caught mid-court. First Strike maintains possession. Dragon with the kill. Digital with the follow-through. And Dragon gets dropped, but Digital's on his way through and gets popped from the side. Man Cannon and Uller come and pick up the slack. Uller, watch out to your left. Oh, gets dropped.
I know when I run the ball, my eyes are always just glued right at my radar. I mean, oftentimes my teammates tell me, you got a guy behind you, or someone's coming up, sword guy behind you, and I'm like, I already know. I'm looking at my radar.
Yeah, I've had to learn how to watch watch with my perceptive vision, so that I'm seeing what's kind of going on, but I'm really watching what's really in that V and paying attention to where those circles are and seeing how close they're really getting. And sometimes it's a little bit misleading, but oftentimes it's the only way to stay alive.
Yeah, and you do feel like kind of a badass when you have the ball and you got the you're looking at your radar and you kind of just look at the radar and weave in and out of the other team's tanks, staying just outside their sword range. It's pretty awesome.
I will admit I've become a master at dying.
I mastered that skill long ago. It's the first thing I learned.
First Strike had a triple kill, it looked like there, and Dragon takes him out, gets dropped. Digital Pain returns the favor. Air jump, ball carriers on the backside. Man Cannon's coming around the corner, buddy. Mutuals, ball is down.
They got that.
And it looks like it's going to get picked up by Digital Pain. He's running back to the half court, let his shields build, get his tanks up there in front. Man Cannon right there on the support with Dragon. Dragon goes down and gets mutualed. He's on the chase. Got Uller and Dragon in front. And where did Digital go? He's in the back. Nope. Digital's got the ball. There we are. He's on the backside. They're going to use the wall to try and force their way forward. There's someone crouched in the back. I don't think they notice that he's still alive, but Uller will hopefully catch that and move it on. He's got a sword in the rear. He's going to throw it all the way back. That sounded terrible when I said that. It's not the way I intended it. Man Cannon's got the ball. Dragon and Digital moving forward. Uller's over there dancing with these two and gets taken down while taking one of them with him. I'm not sure if that was a betrayal or if that was Uller's kill. Uller's back already respawned. One thing that's different on the Xbox One now than the Xbox 360 and Halo 4 is that you really do have to hit your X key in order to respawn. Otherwise, the respawn takes forever.
Yeah, it was in Halo 4 on the 360, there was a special Ricochet multi-team game type where you didn't have to mash X. That option was there to disable that. But in the Master Chief Collection, we don't have every single game type version of Ricochet like we had on the 360. So we just built this with the default Ricochet that came with the game, which means you do have to mash X to respawn faster.
Yeah, we're still waiting on.
If that was the only thing we'd have to deal with, we could live with that.
It'd be nice if I could get the game type in matchmaking. I'm just saying, Pro Run's got the ball.
Well, before that, we have to make the game type in Halo 3.
Yeah.
That's first on the list.
And gets caught right back at the goal line. Gets picked up. Man Cannon on the protective layer. He's got 2 tanks on. Wow, whoever's on the far side battling it out with Digital Pain did not even notice the ball carrier was completely wide open back there. Man Cannon's going to try and push, make a hole. He should run around the backside if he can. Nope, Digital Pain's going to make that hole. If he can kill that one tank, he's got it in. Oh! Yes, they maintain possession, but he's got one sword on him. Can he outrun him? Dragon's coming up to say, heavens no, sir. Get away from my people.
These guys are just playing to prove me wrong now. And I said like 20 minutes ago that this would be a quick game, and here we are at 9:30, and they're only in the 3rd round.
Well, you know, they are pros. They know how to make the game last.
Yeah, it's one thing that's unique about Grifball is we don't have a clock.
Nope.
Just play till you score. Play till you score 5. Or in our case, all 9.
Like the championships, what, last season? The AGLA, the last, what, 2.5 hours for all 3 games?
Oh, that was, yeah, the,
was crazy. They got it by the back corner. Ullr's on the protective, but is he going to get trait? Nope. Ball runner runs around the backside. Ullr's going to try and dissuade them, but all 3 are now on him. Ullr takes 1 down. Can he get 2? He gets popped back, but doesn't die, amazingly. He is really got a skill about staying alive like that. His dancing ability is amazing. All right, all 3 tanks are back up for Pro Run. It's 2-on-4 at the moment until the other 2 get over there. Now it's 2-on-2.
Do it, 1v1 on the pad, do it.
Dragon takes down the incoming. Let's see if they can push it forward.
Yeah, sometimes as a runner, the best thing you can do for your team is just not die. Just keep it safe. And 1v1. Yeah, you just keep it safe and not die, and get your tank some time to get something going.
I used to watch Oogie do that when we were on Aftershock, and then never quite was able to repeat that behavior. What's up, Oogie? Yeah, I'd mentioned you. Ball gets thrown to the back, gets picked up by Dragon, it looks like. Man Cannon and Ullr and Digital goes down. They're going to move up the left side. He's got a sword and 2 tanks. Now 2 swords coming up. Ball gets thrown. Digital Pain with the pickup on the far side of the goal. Oogie says Pro Run is pro at running away. Well, you know, those who jump and run away live to fight another day.
That's true.
Or else respawn. They're right at the goal line. He's going to try and make the push. Dragon comes up, take down 1 sword. He's got other tank on. He gets dropped, and the ball is back across the half-court line again. Ullr's up there. He takes 1 down. Jumps. Dragon's going to get popped, and smackdown. I was told not to make any Chris Brown references, so I'm going to refrain from doing so.
Thank you.
But yes. Running back across the backside. He's over there behind Ullr. He's got 1 on once again with the ball smack. Nice little bonk there. Boom! Stiff arm. Elbow to the face. Man Cannon just keep dancing around over there. Doesn't want to die, which is so Man Cannon, you know, because he never does. Ullr and Dragon on the back coming forward. Only 1 tank. They're going to try and push it, I would hope. There we go. He seems to... Oh, come on, guys. If they get up there and they can take out those tanks, that's the one thing is when you get focused and tunnel vision on those tanks and you're really just trying to, like, kill them, sometimes it doesn't become as aware as you might think it would where that ball carrier is and where he needs to go. Also, sometimes you end up with a ball carrier that's not right behind you, and you get to the goal and realize, wait, where did he go? He's going to make a run for it. Nope. Ball gets thrown to the midcourt and back. He saw the spawn happening and decided not to risk a turnover. Gets picked up and runs right back up the center. Ball is already 3/4 of the way up the court. Back to the half-court line. Digital Pain on the protected run. He's going to pick it up, throw it. It's going back to Dragon.
Yeah, first strike applying the pressure here. Pro Run back up their own half of the court. I mean, they're just looking for a turnover, but they can't quite get the key kill.
And at this point, it's better to keep possession than to risk losing it. See, backside, who is on? Oh, gets thrown to the back's far side. It looks like that would be Digital Pain with the ball. Pain's running up the center. He's got 1 sword on. It's okay. Man Cannon drops him. Says, And once again, a kill, but the ball gets turned over in an unfortunate carrier kill, and it is first strike with the ball. Now they get a chance to try and make that run back over to the other goal. Digital Pain is on the ball carrier. He's got 1 tank on him, and he's going to kill. Oh, Mutual with the tank.
Sword tank.
Ullr, bam, stabbed. It's like Kill Bill over there. Every time I see somebody using a sword, there's 2 people I think of, Shadow and Nuclear Taco.
Yeah, yeah. Taco's murderous with the sword. I'm always reminded when people get an extra long lunge. I'm always reminded of the old school player, Silver Bullet. He had especially in Halo 3, he had a terrible sword range. It was like half the court. Still have nightmares about that.
You know, I used to think that Taco was, you know, it was only periodic, but then it didn't matter. It doesn't matter where Taco is, whose host he's playing on. Taco's sword is insane. Always. His timing is spot on, and it drives me freaking crazy.
It was 10 times worse too in Reach when we played Grifball Dash, and Taco would, you know, roll once, stab somebody, roll again, stab somebody, and then like do a double barrel roll after he picks up the bomb, and it was nuts. I've
learned to love the Grifball on Reach. Oh, Dragon kills the ball carrier. It's going to go center court. Man cannon with the pickup, and it's back in Pro Run's hands. Oh, and a drop. What happened there? That was a Butterfingers for a hot second. Digital Pain with the pickup in the back corner. Uller coming around for protective. Man Cannon's going to come after that tank and say, you need to back up, but he ain't got no protection, but gets dropped and taken down.
Exile Dragon with a clutch triple kill there.
Wow.
Keeping the blues off his runner.
No kidding. Digital Pain with the throw to Uller, and it's... Ooh, he misses it, but he's got it back again. Everybody spawned in the right spot. That was a lucky moment of spawn right there.
Nets Pride is asking why the game is still 1-1. Does he have to get on the court and pro run against pro run again? He did that like 2 or 3 times last night. Oh, shout out to a Blazin.
What's up, Blazin? And Shadow's here, Nets is here, everybody's here.
Yeah, Rage is here too.
I keep forgetting to look at the chat box and go, what's up? All right.
We're streaming another game after this, but no, this is our, we're only doing 1 game tonight. Usually just 1 game on Thursday night, Grifbrawl.
All right. Ooh, Pro Run goes for the goal.
Betrayal.
Doesn't get it. The first betrayal of the game, it looks like. And Digital Pain's going to go back for the ball. He tosses it back to the center. It's going to get picked up, hopefully, by Uller. Uller grabs it. He's got a sword tank on, but Man Cannon takes him down before getting double hammered right there. Wow.
That is the worst feeling in the world.
So close.
And I bet even the runner feels a little responsible for that sort of thing. Is like, you know, I should have spoken up. I should have said, don't swing. But still, the tanks as well. Like, you look around, you see your radar. You got 2 yellow dots there and no red dots. You can stop swinging. You don't need to fire again.
Yep. Big props and shout out to TG Revenge, my current AGLA coach for bad intentions in the AGLA AMI divisions. All right, ball is back in Pro Run's hands, are on the backside here, and I keep seeing them doing things, and I'm noticing this thinking, I really need to incorporate that as a tank into my game strategy when I'm playing.
And honestly, for new people who are playing Grifball, you know, and want to learn how to beat everybody in matchmaking, 90% of, you know, going from a below average Grifballer to an average or above average Grifballer is all about dancing.
It is. I think I want to say it was my first season on Aftershock that Pistachio Kid laughingly told me in a lobby, he said, you know, you're the most predictable tank I've ever played against. You sprint run into everything, and it makes you super easy to kill, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I do. It is literally the worst thing that I do on the field. And watching these guys, seeing how often they're stopping and walking really, you know, it makes you rethink how you end up playing the game in the heat of the moment, when it's going to be beneficial to run and when it's going to be beneficial to just be patient.
Yeah.
These guys really show a great capacity for patience in their play.
You got to be a little bit unpredictable when you're, I mean, both when you're tanking and when you're running. Like, if the other team realizes that you're a passive runner, then their defense isn't going to be quite as tight. You know, they're going to be trying to pick off the tanks instead. But if you can, you know, throw in something unpredictable and try to go for that double stiff arm at one point, then, you know, put the other team on notice.
Unless you're Shadow S16, who, of course, is very supportive of my sprint taking capacity, who sprints into everything all the time, every time, as it says in the chat box. What's up, Shadow? Loved your video, by the way. Thanks for doing things that I can never manage to accomplish in a game.
Or Shadow would have. What was it? It was a championship game against Arc, maybe? In the GGL? I think that might have been it. Where his job during the game was just to run around and distract the other team's tank.
Yeah. I think that was one of the games that Goose and I called.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a GGL championship game.
That was the 2.5-hour one that took forever.
It was like a novel strategy.
Ball gets dropped. It's all the way in the back corner, all on its own. 10 seconds left on the clock to pick it up. Oh, it's 9-8-7-6.
It's right there.
Oh, goal! Meta World War with the pickup and the score. That was beautiful. That's one of those that deserves a... I can't say it because otherwise it'll record that.
An XRT.
And I don't know who it is that decided to create a team with that name in the GGL, but that was hilarious. All right, tip-off in round 4. First strike gets the ball, gets killed, what looks like a betrayal right there, all the way down and picked up. They're going to make a run for it. Goal again, Metal World War 2 in a row.
Another goal for the Blues. Yeah, I actually hit my hammer and may have damaged our window here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, 3-1. Now we got it going on. Now we actually have it moving.
All right. Pro Run, don't do me wrong here. Boom! Digital Pain says, nope, gonna take that. We can't be having all this scoring going on. Dragon with the kill. Man Cannon keeping the plate clean. And he's gonna walk up. Oh, nope, he gets popped over the top of the plate, but he's not gonna leave the area. He is determined to close that gap. Ullr's on the defensive right there. Not going to let them get near their ball carrier, and they're really doing a good job of not coming at him. Here they come from the backside. They're not even going to see him coming. Is he going to get the ball drop? Dragon goes down. Ullr is still there. Look at that. Ullr has not died once, and they are more focused on Ullr than they are the ball carrier. That's funny. Man Cannon coming back up for the defensive. Oh, it's just the ball carrier. He's going to get pushed back across the half-court line. Wow, that was close. Ball gets thrown to the backside, gets picked up, and yes, you're right. There's a black mark on the window.
Great defense there by First Strike. First Strike, just, that was great D. That they had a couple extra tanks there, and then Pro Run had their 2 respawning tanks come in to join him, but they were able to repel them. So hats off. That was a good play.
Yeah. The close side looks like Digital Pain is keeping him busy. He's going to jump back up, but he's got a tank on. Ball is down. It's get picked up once again by Pro Run, and it looks like Ullr has it. Ullr's moving forward on the backside, closest to the window as you can see on the video. He gets pumped back. Shields look like they've been a little bit damaged, but doesn't take long to recharge. Moving forward, Digital Pain is going to try and take out at least one of those, if not 2, but he's got a sword that comes around the backside. Is he going to run around, or is he going to kill him? Dragon goes down! Don't forget to crouch. Am I crouched? Oh, I am crouched now. Thank you for the reminder there, Oogie. All right, ball's in the back far side. Digital Pain and Dragon trying to make a defensive line. He's not going to happen. The ball gets up, gets thrown to the back corner, and Man Cannon goes down. It's going to get picked up by First Strike. They're going to make a run for the goal, but nope. Man Cannon, Digital Pain said, I don't think so. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think he got a good opportunity, and then all of a sudden, all 4 tanks respawn. Nope.
I don't think so. Not today. First Strike still has the ball on the backside. Man Cannon's going to come back around. Nobody's noticed that he's back there coming up. Oh, tank gets taken down. It is Digital Pain's the only one standing between that goal line. Man Cannon and Dragon are coming up. Ullr takes down 1, gets dropped. Dragon gets dropped. It is Digital Pain and Man Cannon only. Here comes Ullr and Dragon. They're going to push him back once again. It's 4-on-1, chasing that ball carrier down.
Yeah, I think First Strike is First Strike's up by 2 goals. I think they're trying to play a little more conservatively here. I bet the runner could have been able to score that last one if they really, were a bit more aggressive, but I think they're playing a little conservative here.
Well, at this point, they're going to have to. Where did the ball go? Who's got it? Looks like it's Digital Pain with the pickup on the backside, on the far side. Man Cannon's playing defensive. He's got 1 sword coming in, and Man Cannon turned around just at the wrong time, it looks like. Ullr's going right there. He got 1 clocked from the side. Man Cannon comes back. He's not going to make that same mistake. Tries keeping his face directly at who's coming at him. Sword on. Man Cannon comes, takes down a triple. First a single and then a double for a triple kill. Man Cannon's still alive. He's coming up. Not sure who it is he's trying to take on, but he's got, boom, stiff arm. Dragon takes him down. Man Cannon takes him down. Oh, he could have ran it in maybe, but it wasn't me. I never have the ball, so I really can't make that call.
Yeah, yeah. I feel a little bad, me who's never, never even came close to a championship game. Trying to say, Digital, you could have scored that, but,
Yeah. Since I never touched the ball, I really can't say that.
Yeah, I don't think I have the experience to critique any of their play.
All right, ball is with Pro Run on the backside right now. Digital Pain, Dragon, and Ullr on the offensive push. Looks like we just lost Man Cannon. He's going to come... Oh, no, we just lost Dragon. He's coming on the backside. Man Cannon's got the ball. All right, he's up. Ball is thrown. It's going to get picked up by Ullr, the marksman. On the far side, gets the protective run from Man Cannon and Digital Pain. Dragon's on the backside. He's got one chasing him down. They're going to push around the corner. He's got one sword on. Oh, he gets dropped, and First Strike takes the ball.
Yeah,
all three in front. That was a wonderful play right there. Good show of defense versus offense, and they turned the ball over. Man Cannon's the only one separating him now. Digital Pain and Man Cannon on the front. Here comes Uller and Dragon. They're going to push him back across that half-court line. He knows better than to try and take both of them on at the same time. Now, momentarily, they're a little bit close right there on First Strike, but then they spread out really evenly.
Yeah.
That was close. Oh, Man Cannon's got a... Oh, stiff arm. Man Cannon goes down.
Yeah, that's Kev there running for the Blues. He's got a good stiff arm. Doing a good job holding onto the ball and making smart choices.
My housemate is standing over here looking at me laughing at the fact that I said he went down. Yes, you can make dirty jokes. Ball's at First Strike on the backside. Digital Pain is staying alive with the jump, gets a double kill, and gets backed up. Man Cannon and Uller on the front, pushing forward. Man Cannon takes him down, keeps chasing down after that tank, gets a second kill, gets dropped by the third. Digital Pain with the push. Now, who's going after the ball carrier if they're just taking out tanks? See, I do that all the time. I'm not paying attention to taking out the ball carrier, and I'll turn completely the wrong direction. Oogie can attest to that one.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing on defense because you gotta take out the tanks. You can't just ignore them, or else they're gonna be murdering you, and the ball's gonna be there soon. But
yeah,
you gotta also keep an eye on the runner too, just in case they try to sneak by, or if you get overcommitted and the runner tries to run around you.
Yep. Shouts out to Fluffy and Pac Fan and Venom in the house tonight. What's up, guys? And Blazing again. Ball's in the backside, still with First Strike. Looks like they have cleared out the competition. Here comes Dragon. Here comes Digital Pain on the backside. He's going to make a play for that ball. Ball carrier jumps. Misses. Uller gets dropped. It's just Dragon in the tanks. Man Cannon on the far side. Man Cannon takes down one tank. Dragon is still alive, coming around the backside. He's going to keep an eye on that plate, but he loses it. First Strike's going to throw that ball. Ball goes down to the backside, gets picked up at the plate line, and they run back to the far end. Two tanks as protection detail. Uller and Dragon on the push. Dragon gets taken down. Man Cannon and Digital Pain on the front end. Ooh, Man Cannon makes a jump for it, but dies in the process. Dragon moves forward, takes down the tank. Looks like they're going to get their chance to get that ball back. Three tanks are spawning, and they're coming back. Looks like First Strike is making a run on that wall, and they miss. It is now Digital Pain, Dragon, and Uller. Dragon goes down. Man Cannon and Uller chasing that ball carrier back across that center court line. I need a drink.
Yeah, now we're at a standstill again. This is another really long round, round 5 in the game. First Strike, it's first 5 wins. First Strike only needs 2 more goals. Here they go. One tank caught out of position. AJ is leading the way.
Dang.
Meta World War is coming up in the backside. Just a couple more swings. One more.
It's just Uller and Man Cannon. Can they push him? Oh, and now all 4 are back. Now they're going to have their work cut out for them because there's just... It's 3-on-1 over here. Those tanks better get back over there. Ball gets thrown. Never mind. And it gets missed. Kaepernick-style throw and catch. First Strike does pick the ball up again after all.
Nico Demons is alive in the spawn.
Is he really? And he is. Go, Nico, go.
Yeah,
going to try for a pass play. No.
Let Nico get a swing, and then you can score it. No, why are you veering off to punch Digital Pain?
Well, if you can punch Digital Pain, it's a rare moment in time. Sometimes you want to take that, but right there probably wasn't the best opportunity to try that run.
Yeah. like Digital doesn't even need to swing. He just looks at you when you drop dead.
If you can pop up the scoreboard for a hot second, the chat box would love to see the score momentarily.
It's high. Yeah, it looks like First Strike's out tanking them, but only by a tiny bit.
Pro run on the backside, Digital Pain on the protective run. Uller moves forward. Once again, great dancing by these guys. I know what I'm practicing. As soon as this game is over, I'm going to do my attempts at trying to learn how to backstep once again.
Wall hop.
Bam! Up on the wall, down and into the goal. It's a goal, Man Cannon. Bringing the score 2-3 in favor of First Strike. This is going to be one of those games. Top of the scoreboards right now for Pro Run looks like it is 2285 by the Exile Dragon, followed closely at 2280 by Man Cannon. And there I am, in the way as usual. First Strike's got the ball. First Strike's top scorer right now is sitting at 2810, and that's Nico Demons, captain of First Strike. He's going to make a run for that goal, and he's going to get it in. Boom! Kev, 1897 with the score, bringing it to 4-2 in favor of First Strike.
Yeah, that's... First Strike just needs one more goal and be able to clinch this game.
Ricochet.
There's a lot of close scores on those team scores right now. Oops. Why is the screen still black? There we go. First Strike with the ball. They're going to make a jump. Does anybody on the Pro Run protective detail? Yes! Digital Pain with the kill of the ball carrier. Smackdown. Not going to happen today, folks.
Learned a couple things from last night when Nets got three.
And we're back. Are we back? I think we're back.
Well, we're live if the chat box can hear us.
Whoops. Wrong.
So, chat box, let us know.
Can you hear me now? Anybody, everybody? Yep, we got it. Volume and audio is back. Pro Run with the ball on the backside with Dragon and Man Cannon. You all didn't miss a whole lot during that moment of silence. Apologies. We're going to blame that one on the snow over there in DC. It's a little too cold for chatting.
Yep.
But it's nice and warm on the West Coast. Oh, bitter.
Goose is enjoying it.
Yes,
She's enjoying
I'm
the
sure.
fine Seattle weather right now.
Yeah, it's for once it's finally nice in Seattle, which is not always the case. First Strike taking the ball away from Pro Run, and it's now all four tanks on, waiting for the fourth from First Strike to come back. All First Strike needs is one more goal, and they will have taken unofficially this game. Digital Pain is working his way up, but he gets dropped. Uller is now Mutual. Dragon and Man Cannon are the only ones left between... Oh, gets taken. Digital Pain, Man Cannon with the Mutual. Uller coming up for the ball carrier. He's got one tank on. Uller drops the first tank. Can he get another series of kills here? Dragon gets dropped. Man Cannon takes him out. Man Cannon gets dropped. Uller is still alive. I can't wait to see his KD when this game is over. Dragon. Man Cannon's coming up on the ball carrier. He's got his sword out. Oh, back to the hammer. And Digital Pain coming up. Ooh, and I have very nice blaming. All right, Man Cannon's coming up on the ball carrier, but he's got one underneath and bottom. He does the wall hop. Ball was on the far back side. Who's it going to get picked up by? It's first strike once again. I can hear game audio. Here we go. Ball is up in the air. It's in the back far side corner. First strike's going to pick that back up. Once again, maintaining possession. 3 tanks in the middle, but they're going to get dropped. Looks like Uller, Man Cannon, and Digital Pain are giving him a run for their money. There he goes. Uller chasing him down. Uller gets dropped. Dragon on the chase. He's coming up through mid-court. Looks like Man Cannon's got his target, but it's 2 tanks on Man Cannon. Man Cannon takes... Oop, nobody down. What's going on there? Back to reformation. They've got one on the plate. They're going to make a push for it. He misses the goal and comes back forward. It's a goal. Kevin, 1897, toilet bowls it for a hot second and then rolls it right on in. That was close.
I mean, folks, take a look at this replay. AJ came so close to betraying his runner. Like AJ, oh, almost. You can just, it's almost heartbreaking. But there you go. Win for first strike.
2 rounds left in this game, but it is now just for the points. First strike picks up the ball, is going to throw it back to the far side, gets picked up mid-court by his teammate. Uller's going to be the closest one there with Digital Pain. Uller's still chasing him down. Uller's done an amazing job of staying alive this game. He had several streaks, killing streaks there. Once again, doing it again. Oh, gets dropped. Of course, I jinxed him. That's my bad. Dragon gets dropped. Digital Pain gets a mutual. Man Cannon gets a mutual. Uller gets dropped. It's now 2-on-1 with Dragon. Dragon takes down the tank and starts chasing that ball carrier. 2 tanks coming up. Digital Pain, Dragon. Staying alive. Dragon pops him on the drop. I've noticed in this in the MCC version here that it is a lot easier to bleed. You bleed a little more, you bounce a little more. You can pop, you can bounce people back a little bit easier than you could on the 360. Ball gets thrown to the far side.
Yeah, I think overall the connection is a little. Oh, turnover. I think the connection's a little better on this game. I don't notice. I mean, maybe it's just because of the people I play with, but I don't really notice red bars or people lagging all over the place nearly as much as happened on the 360.
Going for the goal, but he got popped, dropped, and killed in the air. The ball goes up, and it's going to go back to pro run once again. Looks like it's Exile Dragon with the ball. Man Cannon goes down. Dragon got a little bit close right there. Managed to barely stave in the stiff arm. Ball gets thrown to the backside. Gets picked up by Man Cannon.
Though another nice thing about the Xbox One is, or in the MCC, is it's nice that we don't have to do host checks and we don't need to, search for somebody who can pull host over others, and that host is just automatically given to whoever the lobby captain is.
Yeah,
this makes it so much easier that literally anybody could neutral host. Of course, teams have their preferences of who they connect to better and who's got a strong enough connection, but it's definitely one less headache.
Yeah, balls to the backside, gets picked up once again by Pro Run. Look, no, I'm sorry, gets picked up by. Yeah, no, Pro Run's got it. Digital Pain on the front side. He's getting chased. Now they got 2 in front. Dragon, who's got it? It is XL Dragon who has the ball currently. Throws it to the backside because he got... Nope, it wasn't XL Dragon, but XL Dragon has it. No! Took me a second to figure that out. Man Cannon is the only one left alive protecting the ball carrier. Ball carrier is out of options. Throws the ball forward. Uller's got the ball. He's only got 1 tank in between him. Digital Pain's going to try and push that hole. Nope, and he's going to make a run for it. Yep, he throws the ball to the backside, almost a pass play. Dragon comes up for the protective run. And he's chasing back across that spawn line. All 4 tanks were chasing him. That's a little bit of a scary thing to have to see in your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Goes to the back corner with a sword on. Digital Pain's chasing down the sword. Takes him out. Ball is down, gets picked back up by Pro Run, back at their goal. Now, that's kind of like count and coup right there, where you run up right behind the tanks and, you know, kind of like a, ha-ha, look how close I got, and then you run away. I know people who can do that and never die. Ball kill twice right there. Man cannon with the protective run. Pushes him back, kills the tank. He's going to move forward, gets the mutual. Shields have been affected. He gets popped up and back. Wow. He was higher than Nicole Smith right there. Runs around the far right side. Well, you have to admit.
Wait, Nicole Smith, Lindsay Lohan, I think you need to update your references for sometime this decade.
Well, I was going to say something. Well, I really can't even say that name or people are going to go, oh, boo! But, you know, because we love Whitney Houston.
I mean, even that's dated at this point.
Well, you know, I want to make sure that I'm appealing to the whole crowd. I'm not sure how many people out there are actually as old as us.
You're going to start in with your Judge Ito jokes next.
Who is Judge Ito?
He was
wait. Wasn't
he
in the... oh, yeah, there we go, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Topical stuff.
Topical things. Judge... Marsha... What was her name? What was the... Oh! Throws the ball to the backside. Nobody's over there. Man cannon with the ball. Dragon comes in. He's going to stop the sword carrier. They're going to make a run for a goal? Nope. They got 4 tanks and a nice little ring around that goal. It's not going to happen. Uller gets dropped. Digital Pain searching for who to kill. He's got so many options at this point because they're all over the place. Uller's going to try and take down that sword carrier, but he turns around, focusing forward. Ooh! Uller just barely got missed with that sword kill right there. Did you see that? Dude lunged and then completely missed him.
They better score here.
Oogie, you called me a fuddy-duddy? Yeah. At least I don't have to be worried about getting carded at bars, okay? Whatever! You freaking young people. God! Leave us alone! Shut up, bro.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Right? Exactly. I just keep celebrating my 29th birthday. I lost count how many times. All right, all 3 of them are back. It looks like they're... Digital Pain's on the protective run here. Coming all across the backside. Stiff arm to the sword tank. Smack down, and he's got 1 incoming, 2 incoming. He's going to go up and throw that ball to the far side. It's going to get picked up by... Man cannon. Nope. It's going to get picked up by who? Uller? Uller's got the ball. On the far side, Uller's going to make a run for it because he knows that's a lot of tankage to have to push through.
Yeah, I think both these teams have games at 10 o'clock. Of course, you know, they don't forfeit the second game or whatnot because their first game ran long. And this is why we have games that are, you know, always an hour apart at least. But the other team they have to play are waiting around for them right now. They've got 3 more rounds to go.
Got it. Pro Run's got the ball.
In case anyone in the chat box is wondering, we play all 9 rounds. At this point, First Strike's won because they've hit 5 goals first, but we play all 9 rounds because the additional goals help for tiebreakers.
Oh, wow. Goal! Digital Pain!
To Man Cannon.
No, Man Cannon got it. Was it?
Yeah,
it was.
Man Cannon with the score. That was a beautiful catch. Wow. Watch that in instant replay again.
Yeah.
Toss it up, Man Cannon. Right there, right where he needs to be.
Yeah, it was well done. All right, back at the tip-off. First Strike has the ball. Moving back, but Uller kills him, takes the ball, steps back, and misses. Wait a minute, how did he miss that goal?
No, the Blues were back. The Blues were backing up and almost scored, but that was a last-minute save.
That's why. How did he miss that? I surely thought he was in the goal line right there.
He was this close. I know some people missed the. Some people. Well, actually, I'm not sure how many people, but back in the Halo 3 days, sorry to keep doing flashbacks. Back in the Halo 3 days, the bomb plant was you couldn't edit it in Forge. It was just one standard size, so it was really big. Like the plant was this big, but the scoring radius was like this big.
Oh wow!
So it wasn't. You didn't have to put it on the pad. You just had to put it near the pad in Halo 3.
Yeah, something I noticed playing around with this in some practices is that you're holding the ball on your right side. The right side of the body is what you need to get inside that goal line to score. If you cross it with your left foot, it's not going to count unless you actually get the ball itself across that line.
Yeah, it is super, super precise in this game. Reach was that way too because we could edit the score zone around bomb plants, and we can edit it in Halo 4. So it's a little tighter now than it used to be. But it's a good representation. You know, if you're in the ring, if you get the ball within that ring of light, then that's what the score radius is.
Ball gets up, gets thrown. Uller misses it, but he gets picked up. Picked up by, looks like Digital Pain. Nope, picked up by Man Cannon. Man Cannon's got the ball coming around the backside. Looks like they tried for a shotgun. Didn't quite work as planned.
Yeah, not quite enough oomph there.
Yep, a little bit too far away. Digital Pain got the ball. It's going to try and escape, but up and... Oh, gets punched. Ball gets thrown to the backside. Picked up by Dragon. Dragon is a little bit close. That Pain is going to pitch it and score. Turnover. The game is over. First Strike has won the first game of Thursday Night Grifbrawl. 6-3 over Pro Run. Looks like I was apparently wrong on my prediction.
Yeah, so Pro Run falls to 0-2 on the season. They lost a game to Next Dimension last night, and then tonight they lost to First Strike. But it's a long season. It's 24 games. Nobody ever goes undefeated in the AGLA Pro circuit. So it's just getting started.
So let's take a look at the scores that we've got for First Strike. Nico Demons came in with 3,865 points, 201 kills. AJ the Juice Man, 3805 with 229 kills. Kev got 3510 with 180 kills. And Meta World War at 2140 with 132 kills. On Pro Run side, Digital Pain came in with a whopping 4,095 points and 229 kills, which is the same as Juice Man, apparently. Man Cannon came in with 3205 and 194 kills. XL Dragon 3060 with 176 kills. And Lula Marksman with 2540 and 141 kills.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the goals scored here. You know, Kev put up 2 goals for his team. Meta World War got 2, and then Man Cannon and Digital Pain were the scorers for the other team. And just looking at the KD spreads for these teams, they were pretty even.
Yeah, they were. 53-minute game though. That's a pro league game.
Yeah. Yep.
But interestingly enough, last season, First Strike season was 5 wins and 14 losses. Pro Runs was 18 wins and 5 losses, and it looks like this round it may be reversed. We'll see how the season plays out.
Yeah. And these guys are in a division together, so if it comes down to a tiebreaker at the end of the season, First Strike's got a leg up on them already because they've got 1 win in the head-to-head competition.
Absolutely.
And they won 6-3, so it could be, by the end, that extra point there could come in handy.
Hopefully. We'll see. So, when's the next game that's going to be televised here on GrifballHub on the Twitch channel?
Next Wednesday night. Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have our next episode of Wednesday Night Grifbrawl. We have an amateur game that's going to be streamed at 9 p.m. So the amateur circuit's going to get a taste of Wednesday Night Grifbrawl. And then the late game at 10 o'clock, the pro game, we have Uplifted versus Retroactive. Uplifted is captained by Melvination, who's an AGLA admin, and he'll be facing off against Retroactive, which is captained by the Alpha Turtle, another AGLA admin. So if there's any shenanigans in that game, they're both banned.
Super banned. And then next Thursday on the Thursday Night Grifbrawl, we've got who?
I'll take a look at the AMI schedule and see what game they have played at 9 o'clock, but otherwise we're going to have Pro Run versus Bomb Squad. We haven't seen Bomb Squad yet. It's 4-0's team, so excited to see how they go. They've got Reactive Fear, Silent Shadow, Reactive Winter, and then also Boss Tycoon. Boss Tycoon might be... I heard rumors that he's looking for a trade from that team, but we'll see. So that's coming up next Thursday.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thanks for tuning in to Thursday Night Grifbrawl. And I'm DJ Blue. Catch you later.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch, and thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching tonight, and we will see you another time.
Peace!